Hello everyone, welcome to another Hops and Drops TV battle report. My name's Tom, I'm going to be playing against my good friend Karl once again. We have a matchup that's been chosen based on the recent FAQ and Battle Scroll update.
Yep.
We thought it would be a good idea to bring back Sylvaneth. A lot of good changes for the Sylvaneth there. And we thought we'd bring the Ironjawz because they got impacted quite nicely by the update as well, being able to war multiple times and a few points changes. If you like what we're doing on Hops and Drops TV, please make sure to subscribe and like this video and leave a comment if you have any feedback for us. We listen to all feedback and all comments that you guys leave because we want to make this one of the best sort of Warhammer Battle Report channels on YouTube.
Yep.
That's our goal.
Yep.
All right, into the battle then. So today we're going to be playing the better part of Valor. Karl, run us through it.
It's a 6 objective mission where you get 2 points for holding 1, 2 points for holding 2, and 2 points for holding more. And the twist is that if a friendly unit kills an enemy unit on an objective, they get the dominant keyword as long as they're contesting that objective. The dominant keyword basically means that they count as 10 holding that objective, but it also makes that the underdog will have a +1 to hit against dominant units.
Yeah. I'll take you through my deployment then. Because I'm a 1-drop, I had to deploy everything before you deployed your army.
Yep.
So you got to see exactly where my stuff was going before you deployed any of your units. I'm pretty fast in this army, so I've done the usual take the flanks opportunity with the Spike Rider Lancers on the left and right side. I have a central castle, I suppose, of the Dryads now. Because it's a 3-piece woods, they're wholly within 12 of that now, so they get the -1 to be hit and wounded. I've also got my Tree Lord in the middle, with wholly within 3 of the Wildwood, so he counts as a wizard. Can throw out a woods turn 1 potentially. I have a Lariel at the back here, ready to just kind of threaten this flank, but she's so fast she can kind of go anywhere on the table anyway. The main reason she's there though is because ideally, depending on the situation, she's throwing up a woods on this side over here so that I can potentially strike and fade later in the game. And similarly, because the spell now is you set up a woods wholly within 24 of the caster, this Tree Lord can put a woods over on this flank as well, even though it's quite far away.
Very nice.
So yeah, I could set up nicely. And the woods are a lot harder to kill. They got a 5-up ward now as well. So, I mean, previously they could die if you put some effort into it, but now it's like, is it even worth putting the effort in because you might not even kill the woods?
Yep. I struggled a lot, I think, with deciding what to do with my deployment because I was first going to use 5 brutes to take the flanks and then my Hakkin Krew to take the flanks, but whatever I do that way is going to die. And I don't want to lose my units in such a, like for 2 points basically throughout the game. So I cast a little bit more and made sure that I can seize the center in the beginning and then hopefully be defensive enough against Tom in his first turn. I have 2 heroes by the place of power for 2 unbinds because I don't have any wizards, and also my Warchanter to get that +1 on his prayers.
Yep.
That's basically it. Everything is within the buff ranges, or this side is within the buff ranges at least. These 2 units of 5 brutes are a bit alone here on the side. A bit scary against the 6 man over there, but I think we can make it work. That's why I put the Hakkin Krew a bit in the middle here, because he's mood 10, so he can go a little bit wherever he wants.
Reinforce where it's needed.
Exactly. And the Ardboyz, I think they can hold themselves for a while at least.
So because I was 1-drop, I get the choice. But before we do choice, we need to choose our honor guard. It's a little bit easy for you, I suppose, because you only have 1 model in your entire general's regiment.
Yeah.
But what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick so that this unit of lancers on my left-hand side are going to have +1 rend against infantry this game, because those 3+ saves are pretty scary. If this flank decides to push forward, I can potentially put 12-inch aura of +1 rend on these woods as well. So potentially +2 rend on that unit on the charge then. And rend 3 on the riders is going to be pretty scary. So that's what I'm going to go with. Do you have any ability?
No,
Okay.
Nothing for me, yeah.
Fantastic. So because I have choice, I'm going to give you first turn. That's kind of what my army's set up to do. And we'll see what happens.
Yeah, let's get into Ironjawz turn 1. Ironjawz turn 1. I'm going to do Seize the Center. And I'm going to do a Place of Power with my Warchanter. I get a 1. So I take D3. I take 3.
Okay, good start. I like this. First blood.
I do have a ward, but I don't have a ward. So
okay.
Take 3 damage.
Gonna risk it on the other guy?
I'm not going to risk it on the other guy.
No? Okay.
Yeah. Tom doesn't have any Place of Power, so we're going to head into my hero phase. I have an extra command point from my 1940 points. I'm going to rally my Warchanter straight away. And he rallies
Looks
2.
good. Okay, still 1 taken.
Taking 1. And then I'm going to do a beat. I'm going to do an extra damage beat. Gets a 5, so I do get it, but I am going to bank it.
Okay, interesting. You want that 8 potentially, or?
Yes, to get it on 2 units in Tom's turn, basically.
Makes sense.
So keeping it for now. Then we're gonna do an extra attack from my Megaboss. We're going to put it on the Ardboyz. Try and get them a little bit extra savage. He does, so that's good. And then my Smith guy, he's going to do it as well on the Ardboyz.
Crit Mortals.
Crit Mortals, and we do get that one as well.
Okay. Well, they're scary to go into.
They're pretty scary, for sure. And then I'm done with my hero phase. So, do you want to do an intervention?
Absolutely, yes. I'm going to. So I'm going to spend 1, and I am going to attempt to cast the Pendulum.
Yes.
Try and set it up to try and shut down a charge at some point, basically, is my thoughts. So, from Alariel, she'll use her ability, instead of healing, she can get +1 to cast. So she'll put that on herself, so this is +/-1.
Very nice.
On a 7, goes off.
Yeah, I don't have any unbind. So.
Oh yeah, Place of Power, failed.
Yes.
I'll set that up then.
Yep.
Karl has Mighty Destroyers up slightly on the right-hand flank, or my right-hand flank here, with the Ardboyz. And I've placed my Pendulum here. There is a potential charge, long bomb charge here, which is a little bit sweaty. But I think this Pendulum, I mean, you're going to want to seize the center. So it's set up nicely now to be able to just kind of plow down the middle of the table and hopefully just go back and forth doing D6 mortal wounds for the rest of the game. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Into my movement. Back from movement, and I have shuffled everything up a little bit. Ardboyz on my left side have gone up. They ran 1 inch, but they basically have done so that they're threatening a potential take the flanks if Tom is doing that, because they have the crit mortals and potential extra damage from my Warchanter if I do get the intervention. And then they charge and I crit 2 mortals, which is very juicy. So threatening that a little bit.
One thing there is that you moved the +1 attack, because the +1 attack can only go on brutes.
Correct.
So that went on the 10 man in the middle instead. Yeah.
Made a mistake there, so it's on the brutes.
Yeah.
In the middle, I did my battle tactic. I have moved up everything. These 2 units are 3 from the center. And my Maw-grunta is hugging the brutes, basically, so that if Tom decides to commit into me, he has to screen backwards a little bit, because he has to have rampage where he can move in my movement phase.
He effectively flies, right?
Effectively flies, yeah. So then he could potentially go back onto his objective. So given that little threat there as well, the brutes on my right side, just standing where they are, basically.
Yeah.
Very afraid of that. So
extra rend.
Extra rend, against infantry. So they're just hanging there. My heroes moved up within the Place of Power to have more unbinds.
Good stuff.
That's my movement. Tom didn't do any redeploy.
No need.
We don't have any shooting, and I'm not doing any charging.
And I'm not going to counter charge. I can't shut down your battle tactic, because if I put the Dryads into you here, I will be outside of wholly within 12 of the woods, and they'll just die immediately. So it's not worth it. No. Even the risk of trying, I think it's like a 10-inch charge anyway. So.
Yeah, for sure they will most likely die. So we're going to scoring.
Yeah.
Where I have my 8 points. I hold 1, I hold 2, I go my battle tactic.
Yeah, great. 8-point turn.
8-point turn. Heading into Sylvaneth, turn 1.
Sylvaneth turn 1. Top of the turn, I get to pick a battle tactic. And I'm going to do take the flanks. That's why I set up the Lancers on each side. I'm not going to take any place of power because I can't. But you have plenty of
I
options
do.
there.
I have 3, so I'm going to do it on all. I'm going to do it on Warchanter. He fails.
Oh,
and
no.
I'm going to do it on he gets it,
Yeah.
and the Smith gets it.
Okay, but the Warchanter's failed twice now.
Yes, he gets 1 mortal damage, and he takes it.
Okay.
So 2 unbinds.
So 2 unbinds this turn. Okay. Hero phase. I will start off by using Alariel's ability. So instead of healing, she'll gain +1 to cast on her 3 spells.
Yep.
My Tree Lord is within 3 of the woods as well, so he can also cast a spell. So I'm going to start with Alariel, and she's going to throw out a Cogs to start. That's not great.
That's a miscast.
That's really, really
that
bad,
means that
actually, because then
there's
she
no more
can't cast any more spells.
Yeah, that's bad.
She takes 2, and then wards. No, so she takes 2. Tree Lord next. He's going to throw out a Wildwood over on the left-hand side.
Yep.
No bonuses. 5 doesn't cast. Here's a 6, I think. That's casting then. So it's a good job you did your unbinds.
Nice to take mortal damage.
Exactly. I don't have anything else in my hero phase, so then it's over to you on whether or not you would like to do something.
Damage buff intervention with my Warchanter.
Yep. It's a 1 again.
So he loses
He loses.
D3. He loses 1.
Okay. Well, now your Mighty Destroyers is looking a lot better.
Yes.
Because you decided to move backwards a little bit.
Exactly.
Because it wasn't worth the risk of the dump of the counter charge.
Exactly. I counter charge. I only have 1 rend. I don't do the mortal impacts.
Yeah.
And then you're committing all of that into me. I'm basically just losing on that.
Yeah.
I'm not denying you the battle tactics, so it doesn't make any sense.
And now that you failed the damage too, it's even more
Yeah.
of a good thing that you've gone backwards.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So that's my hero.
Okay, great. Well, a little bit lackluster from both of us.
Yeah.
We'll go into Sylvaneth movement phase then. Turn 1. Back from movement then. Taking the flanks aggressively. That's the play
very
right
aggressively.
now. Not with this unit of Lancers though on the far left side here. They are just taking the flanks and trying to stay as far away from those brutes as possible. If Karl gets the next turn, it's quite a long charge even with the Mighty Destroyers followed by a move and then a charge. So they should be relatively safe over there. I've screened out this objective with the Dryad, so if you come in and charge into this unit, you can't get any models on the objective. So even in that turn, you won't ideally be able to take this objective off me. Then over on, and the Tree Lord as well. If you go into combat with the Dryads, you're in combat with the Tree Lord. Over on this one is the aggressive side. I have moved up completely, full movement. Alariel's ready to go in. Lancers are ready to go in. Hopefully I get a fight first on the Lancers so that Alariel can then go as well. We'll try and make a play for that. Yeah. And then I've just nudged up the pendulum slightly. And the purpose of this is, if Karl doesn't banish this, it means that he can't really make a play on Alariel in this position. Because if he moves up here, the pendulum will just tag him in combat, and then he won't be able to make a charge. So that's the thought process with this. A bit defensive there. It's risky though. I mean, the pendulum could just die, and then it's a bit scary. But I think this is one of those games where one of us has to make a bit of a play at some point, and I'm doing it in turn 1. So that's the end of movement. Yeah. Karl did a redeploy on the big pig, and the purpose of that was just to get 1 more power level, 1 more. What's it called?
Momentum.
Momentum, that's it. So now he's at 3 momentum, which means that he'll lose 1 at the end of battle round, but then
gain 1
when he charges.
Yeah. Which means he's damage 5.
Yeah. Which means that we'll go straight into the shooting, I suppose, because I do have 1 shot.
You do.
Alariel's spear going sailing, attempting to anyway, into the Warchanter. Yeah. He's got 4 health left.
Yep.
I think.
Correct.
Yeah, and I do 4 damage.
Oh, that's gross. So I do have a ward, but...
You do have a ward. So it hits on a 3 because of Guarded Hero.
Yep.
Oh, it's a 6.
It's
no
hit.
crits though. Okay. Wounds on a 3. It's another 6. Rend 2.
All right, so that means a 5.
Yeah.
And I get a 6.
Oh, he got it. He got it.
We're good.
Nice.
We're good, people.
Okay, that's shooting then.
Charges.
Starting with the Lancers. It's a 5.
That's enough.
It's enough. Is it enough for me? Yes, I'll move them in. Lancers have moved in over here to free up some space for Alariel. So let's try and get Alariel in then.
She needs a 4, I think. Well,
It's a
plenty.
7, so that's plenty, and she's just going to go as far this way as physically possible. So over to there.
Yep.
I'm going to start with Alariel.
Yep.
3+ that many mortal wounds
Oh wow. Okay.
on an infantry unit.
Wow.
That's a 1.
All right. So nothing.
Absolutely nothing. And then it's your, then it's my start of combat abilities.
Yep.
On a 3+, the Lancers get to fight first.
Yes.
They do.
They
They
do.
get fight first. That's
That's
very
big.
nice.
That's
But
big.
then you get to do some mortal wounds to me.
Yeah.
Who's it going on?
It is actually going to go into Alariel.
Okay. Good luck.
Thank you.
26s.
4 mortals.
4. Okay, that's not too bad.
No.
Alariel has a 6-up ward.
Yep. Even when she charged? Yeah.
Yeah, always. It's just on a war scroll.
Okay.
I make one of those. So she's going to take 3.
Very nice.
Then combat.
Let's go.
I've piled in the Lancers, so they're going to be starting. And I'm going to spend 1 command point, and I'm going to all-out attack.
And
I
I'm
think-
gonna all-out defense.
Yep.
To everyone's surprise.
Get that 3+ save, or 2+ save, I
2
guess.
plus save, yeah.
So we'll start with the Riders. Unfortunately, this is the unit that doesn't get the extra rend, because that's this one over here.
Yep.
Hitting on 2s.
Thankfully.
Yeah, hitting on 2s, wounding on 4s. So 2s to hit. And then it's 4s to wound. 8 went through there from the Riders, and then I'm going to roll the bugs themselves, because it's all rend 1, damage 2.
Yep.
So this is going to be hitting on 3s. And then we're wounding on 3s. So 8 so far, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 saves total at rend 1, damage 2.
14 3+ for me. That looks pretty good. It's 5 going through.
Okay.
So 10 damage.
So 10 damage total there, and then ward saves afterwards.
Yep. 6 up ward. 2. So take 8 damage.
4 die. Alariel swinging next. I've
Yep.
piled in. I'll start with her. She's got 5 attacks with her Spear of Kurnoth, hitting on 3s. 3 hits, and then wounding on 3s. 2 wounds at rend 2.
So that puts me on a 4 up. And I say both.
Well, that's not good. Then we'll go for the Beetle. 6 attacks, hitting on 4s. Only 1,
Wow. Okay.
wounding on 2s. 1 at rend 2 as well.
4 up as well. No, I take that.
Okay, so that one is 4 damage.
Okay. I'll do a ward. I'll take 4. That's 4
Okay.
ones.
Yeah.
So almost Yahtzee.
Almost a Yahtzee. So 2 more die then from Alariel. So I've killed 8.
Yeah.
No, I've killed 6 of them.
You killed 6.
That's not great.
Nope.
Over to you then.
29 attacks with a champ.
Yeah.
I'm going all into Alariel.
Crit mortals.
Crit mortals.
She's got 11 health left.
Yeah,
I really need you to not kill her. I'm going to all out defense, of course.
of course. He's run 2. Puts
Yeah.
you on 4s.
Yes.
I have 4 to hit. That's a cocked one.
Yeah. Okay. 3 mortals, 4 mortals.
4 mortals.
5 mortals. Okay. All right.
3s to wound. Okay, that's very good.
That's not. No, it's not good. It's not good at all.
4, 5, 6, 7.
7.
Run 2 then.
So that's 7 4-up saves then.
Yep.
Okay. Okay,
That's good.
Okay, that's okay. I take 3 there. So that means I take 8 damage total. So she can't die.
No?
That's relevant.
That's good.
So here's 8 6-up wards. I make 1 of them. So she takes 7, so she's taken 12 in total, which means that she's going to survive. Phew. Do you have anything that you would like to do at the end of the turn?
Nope, nothing for me.
I'm going to do a power through, but I don't know if I'm going to do it with the Alariel or the Lancers, so I'm going to check that out. I was contemplating moving Alariel back over onto this objective, but I thought that play was a little bit weak, you know, especially in a destruction game. We like to fight, so I've sent her all the way to the back over there instead.
Yeah.
Maybe put a woods in the back line later.
Yeah.
I get to do D3 mortal wounds to you. For 3 onto the Ardboyz.
Yeah, reward, nothing.
Okay.
You kill 1 more.
Excellent. And that's going to conclude my turn. The Warchanter here is worth 10 on the objective, so there was no point in me trying to make a play or a power through onto that objective at all anyway.
Yeah.
which means that I'm just going to hold 1
Yep.
and 2, not more, and then I'm going to take the flanks from a battle tactic. So I get as well 8 points.
Yeah.
Not too bad.
Let's do a roll of then. Beat this. A 6.
I can't beat that. Well,
No.
I got a 4 anyway.
I'm not
so-
giving you a double.
You don't want to give me a
That would
double?
be very bad.
I like my positioning for a double here right now. but-
Yeah, sure. But I don't. So
Okay.
Ironjawz turn 2.
Okay.
I'm gonna do not waver.
All right.
I'm gonna try at least, and then I'm gonna do places of power. I'm gonna do it with my smith. He gets
Nice.
it, so he can try and banish this one later.
Mhm.
And then my Warchanter,
Can he not roll a 1 this time?
who's gonna try it as well. He gets it.
Oh, we actually got it.
on a
Okay.
6.
All right.
Hero phase, I did one more thing off camera, and it was to try and place of power with my Megaboss to get an unbind against the intervention, or
Yep.
possible intervention. He failed, took 2. Great.
Yeah.
So into hero phase, I am gonna start with my prayer,
Yes.
and I'm gonna do a damage buff on my Ardboyz.
Yep.
That's a 5,
All right.
so that's on 2 units.
Yeah.
Put it on the Ardboyz and on the Megaboss.
Yep.
Megaboss is gonna try and give an extra attack to the brutes.
Yeah.
He succeeds.
Very nice.
Crit mortals with my smith on the brutes. He fails.
He fails.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the dryads might survive then. We'll see.
Yeah, that's a bit sad.
Yeah.
Intervention from you, because I'm done.
Yeah, I've got a couple of things. So the first thing is Alariel, instead of getting +1 to
Oh,
cast,
I forgot
do you have something else?
Yeah, I'm gonna rally, of course.
Ah, yeah, right. Because, yeah, if you're doing Do Not Waver, Alariel can do 2d3 mortals potentially to this guy. So you want to rally there to make sure that she doesn't.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We'll see if
So
he
you need
survives.
2.
I need 2.
4-ups.
I get 1.
Okay. All right.
Could still die.
Yeah, could do.
All right.
I mean, I'm going to have to try it because it'll deny your battle tactic.
Of course.
So it's worth a punt.
And I failed that one.
Yeah.
I was gonna try and banish as well. I'll do that.
Oh, yeah, of
will
course. Yes, you want to banish this, of course.
See what the banish is. Size 6.
I don't think it banishes, but we'll double check that.
Yep.
So Alariel can heal 2d3. So she'll do that. Just for 3, though, only.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm going to do, because you can potentially pile in with about 5 guys there, damage 2, it's a little bit risky. I'm going to try and dissuade you from doing that by also rallying
Yep.
Alariel. So she's healing 3 so far, plus another 3. So she's healing 6 total.
Very nice.
So 6 taken now.
Very nice. Yeah.
And then I'm going to try the magical intervention.
Of course.
So I'll go down to 2 command points now, which I don't like, especially in your turn,
Yeah.
because I'm going to need them for something, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But if I can deny the battle tactic, it's fantastic. So she's going to cast a War Scroll spell onto the Warchanter.
Let's see.
Let's see what we get first. -1. It's a 6, unfortunately. It casts on a 7.
Oh.
So it doesn't go off, but it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
Let's go into some movement.
Yeah.
Back from movement.
Yeah.
I have pushed up my brutes towards the dryads.
Mighty Destroy's there as well, so you moved up a little bit and then
Correct.
did the 4-inch move, yeah.
Correct, yeah. So they have a 3-inch charge, +1 with my Wa, hopefully. So it should be fine. He ran up there
Yeah.
to cover everything with the Ironjawz Wa, because I can now use it 3 times for each hero.
Yep.
10 inches with my pig here. He's gonna try well, it's 10 inch now, +1, so 9 on the dice, straight into L'Ariel, punker,
Yeah.
and we're good.
Yep.
The Ardboyz stayed in combat. The smith ran and put himself on the objective. The Warchanter moved up on the objective as well. These brutes, I don't know, they're gonna die eventually to these guys, so they're just shuffling away, staying as far on the objective but far away from the bugs.
Yep.
And then they're shuffling a little bit afterwards to defend this side. Tom didn't do any redeploy.
I might do, actually. I've
Yeah?
got 2 things I need to do. I
Yeah?
need to think about a redeploy quick, and I need to move my pendulum.
Of course. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good to note as well.
Yes.
I stood 11 inch away from the pendulum, so you
Exactly.
can't tag me in combat.
So both the brutes and the hero here.
Yes.
I can't tag anything with it, but it might still be worth me moving it. So I'll check.
Yep.
All right, I've moved up the pendulum here, just so that I can potentially do some damage to Big Boss Man over here in the middle on my turn. I'm not going to redeploy Alariel. If the pig gets in and kills her, it sucks a little bit, but
She can come back.
she can come back, hopefully, anyway.
Yeah.
Yes, we'll see. So that's what I'm thinking. And also, Alariel being in combat, it is risky for you, because if you don't kill her,
Yes.
she could kill the big pig,
Yes.
and then you fail your battle tactic.
Yes.
So
For sure.
it is a bit of a toss-up whether or not you want to do it.
Yeah, definitely.
So let's roll some dice.
Let's do it. Let's do some charges. I'm
Yeah.
gonna pop my Ironjawz,
Mm.
and then we're gonna go into charging with the brutes.
Yes. They need a 2.
Well, they get a 10.
Seems good.
They made it in there. 2 guys into this pendulum to hopefully punk that one in my combat. Charging with the big pig.
Yeah.
Hopefully get the same charge that I just did.
Yeah, exactly. It's probably worth just quickly mentioning that you came over here because these will lift 10 brutes probably with the Ren 2.
Yeah.
So this is like a 10-inch charge now for me in my turn, and it's
Exactly.
like it's tough call then.
A bit of option. at
Yes.
least, yeah. All right, pig.
Yeah.
You can do it. That's a 6.
Mm,
It's a 7 then.
it is.
Not enough.
No, you need a 9 on the dice to make it. You need a 10-inch charge.
Yeah. Oh, that's a 10-inch charge. I'll take it because it's no fun otherwise.
No.
So we'll do that.
Yeah.
And then he does D3 mortals in turn 2.
Okay, great.
My brutes, I made up my charge a little bit, or failed my charge a little bit, because I should have gone into this one and stayed outside of 3 of the tree.
Yes.
Now Tom is going to be able to do a rampage.
Which I'm going to do now.
Yeah.
So on a 3+, you get -1 to wound.
Yes.
You do.
-1 to wound, yeah.
I mean, you're -1 to wound against the Dryads anyway, but if
Yeah.
you wanted to go into the Tree Lord, then, now you're -1 to wound against him as well. So
Indeed.
it's not too bad. Yeah, that's it for my start
And
of
I'm
combat.
going to start attacking with the Maw-grunta, and I'm going to do an attack.
And I'm going to do an all-out defense, and I'm going to pray.
Yep. First we have the choppas, 4 attacks, 3s and 3s.
No +1 attack, because now outside of the range of the War.
Correct. So you have 1 there.
Rend,
Round 1.
3+. Success.
Saved
okay,
it.
good start.
And same again.
3s and 3s as well.
Yep. 3 and round
Rend,
1.
okay. 4+ saves. Saving 2 of those.
It's 1 damage each.
Okay, so 1 damage so far. I'll roll the wards at the end.
Yeah. And then we have the trotters. There's 2 and 1. Had no rend on that one.
Okay, so 2+ save.
Yeah.
Come on, Alariel. Saves it.
Okay.
But now it's the ones that matter.
Now is the ones that matter. They are on 3s and 2s.
Okay. I see one
Fail
miss.
1.
Oh.
And then 2s.
Yeah. Fail 1.
Fail 1 more. So
Okay.
3s and rend 2.
3 at Ren 2, so I'm on 4
need
at
to make
saves.
2 then.
I need to make 2 minimum. Yeah, I've taken 1 so far.
Yeah.
Okay. 4 ups.
Yeah.
I make 2 of them.
Yeah. So you take 5 damage then.
That's
6
damage
total.
total.
Yeah.
So then wards. Okay, that's damn relevant actually.
Yeah, that's really, really bad.
I make 1 of those wards.
Yeah.
So then 5 damage taken. She is at 11 damage taken.
Okay. Sure. Yeah. That happened.
Dodge that bullet.
Yeah. That's really bad.
Well, it's really good for me.
Yeah.
I'm going to attack with the Lancers now. So they're going to pile in. All of them are going to be able to swing, but I'll just pile them in.
Yep.
I'm going to put 4 of the Lancers into the big pig, because it's the best opportunity I have to try and deny your battle tactic. And then the other 2 are going to go into the Ardboyz.
Yep.
So this is no, I'm not going to all-out attack. I think at my command point, I'm going to need a command point in my next turn. So
Yeah.
the riders are going to be on 3s and 4s.
Yep.
4s to wound. So, okay, so there's 3 so far. 3 so far. Now we'll do the bugs. 4's to hit. Ooh, that was terrible. 4 hits. And then they're on 3's to wound.
Yeah.
That was equally tough. 1. So 4 at rend 1, damage 1.
4 up saves. I make 2. So take 2.
All right. 10 left.
10 left. Okay, going with my brutes over here. I have just piled in closer to this little terrain piece. 2 of them are going to go into this pendulum, and the rest are going into the dryads.
Yep.
The reason I'm not going into the tree lord because it comes back on a 3+, and don't want to risk that. It just feels a waste not trying to chip off some dryads.
So now the dryads benefit from the new rule. So now they're wholly within 12 of this, so they're -1 to be hit and wounded.
Yeah, for sure. So we'll see how many attacks actually go through.
Exactly.
But we'll start with the pendulum.
Yes.
So that's 8 attacks and 4s and 3s.
Yes.
1 fail.
Good. 3s.
3s to wound. Okay. 7.
Rend.
Rend 1.
Okay, I've got a 6 up save.
Yep. I assume he's not an infantry.
No, he's not infantry. I make 1 of those.
Okay.
Damage
so
2.
12 damage then.
Yeah, okay. I'll roll this twice. It's only got 6 health, so ward saves. It's got... Okay, so if I make 5 of these, it's alive.
There's a...
No, okay, yeah. Pendulum dice.
5's to hit because the minus.
Ooh.
That's what it should look like.
Yeah.
4 of them.
Okay. 4's to wound.
4's to wound. You got 2.
Okay, dryads coming out clutch.
I'd rend 2.
Straight through then. Yeah, so 4 damage so far.
4 damage.
Yeah, and then the big weapons.
The gore choppers. 5 to hit. And 4 to wound.
Yeah.
Right, there you go.
4 dryads die. Not bad against 10 brutes. And people are scared of 10 brutes.
Yeah.
For some reason.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
This is what they do in my games. Nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, clearly this Maw-grunta as well. But we'll see. He's going to survive, I believe.
You believe?
Yep.
Okay. I think the most anticipated moment is going with Alariel, so I'm just going to do that now.
Or skip it.
I am, however, bracketed.
Oh, okay. All
yeah,
right.
which means that the Great Antlers is not 6 attacks, it's only 4 attacks.
The dream is alive.
The dream is alive.
Okay.
So I'll start with Alariel herself.
Yep.
5 attacks on 3s and 3s.
Yep.
So 3s to hit. 4 hits.
Okay.
3s to wound. 4 wounds. Rend 2.
Okay. We have 4s. 5s. That's 1 at least. And 2.
2. Okay, so 4 damage so far.
Okay.
Then we have the Great Antlers. They're hitting you on 4s.
Okay.
Oh!
Oh, and span around to another one.
That's disgusting. All 4 hit. 2s.
Oh no. Oh no.
4 at Rend 2, damage 4.
Oh dear. A lot of 5s. Nothing.
That's
That's
16,
the battle tactic.
16 damage.
That's the battle tactic.
Oh god. Yep. I mean, I'm happy. I don't know about you, but
Wouldn't say happy, but it is what it is.
Yep. Good.
Mathematically, she should have died. So
Yeah.
We
This is
play
dice
Warhammer.
game. Yeah, we are playing Warhammer. This is a Warhammer game.
I will go with my Ardboyz then.
Yep.
40 attacks in total with my Ardboyz. Not going into Alariel. I could have only reached with 4, which means I pile outside of my Wa. And then it's only 8 attacks.
Yeah.
And she's not dying from that with all of defense. So I'd rather kill as many bugs as I can.
Yeah, so you keep within 18, get the extra attack,
Yeah.
40 attacks into them.
Basically.
Yeah, and no all-out defense on them either, so.
And no all out defense, no.
Yeah. So 4's to hit then.
4's to hit. This is 30 attacks, so I'll roll 10 more later. 3's to wound.
Oh, it looks good.
Yeah, it looks good. Fail 4.
Okay. 5.
Yeah, no, that one's.
Oh, it was 1. Okay, 4. So 13 saves then.
Let me double check. 14 saves. I had 18. 14 saves.
14 saves.
Yeah, you didn't charge. Only ran 1.
Yeah, but still takes me to 5 ups.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So 5 up saves.
That looks good though.
Saved 3,
Yeah.
4, 5 of them, and it was 18.
Yeah.
14, sorry. So 9 have gone through then. 2, 4, 6, 9 have gone through. So that's 18 damage.
Yeah.
Which is going to kill 3 of them and put 3 wounds on the unit.
Not bad. Not bad at all.
I've piled the Dryads in, going to swing with them.
Yep.
It's going to be 33 attacks in total. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 saves.
3 up. Save. Oh dear. You kill one.
Hey, Dryads. Success.
Kill one and 1 wound on another.
Very nice. Tree Lord swinging in. 5 attacks on 4s and 2s to start with. Eee, very nice.
Okay.
2s. So 4 of them. This is only at rend 1 though.
Saving 2.
Okay, very nice. So that's 4 damage so far.
Okay.
And then he has his massive impaling talons.
Sounds scary.
Yeah. Also 2 attacks, also on 4s and 2s. So 4s to hit. 6s are crit mortals. So just 3 mortal wounds.
Okay. Sure.
So 7 in total.
Yeah.
He's going to kill another 2.
Yeah.
Excellent.
That's combat.
Yep.
Finished up. A lot happened.
Yeah. Pretty brutal for you.
Pretty brutal.
Yeah.
We're in a pickle. We're in a pickle, Ironjawz fans, but we'll make it out, maybe.
Yeah.
In the end of my turn, though, I am going to do a power through with my brutes.
Yeah.
And move away from your dryads, basically.
Yep.
We're also going to do D3 mortal damage.
Yeah, on the Dryads. 1.
For 1.
Pow. 1 more Dryad dies.
So the brutes did 5 damage.
With a power through.
With a power through.
5 damage.
And lost 2.
Yeah.
Great.
Brutes strong.
Yeah, they are. But let me score me up.
Yes.
I hold 1 and 2, basically.
Yeah.
Because Alariel did what she did.
Yes.
So 4 points. Putting me a bit behind.
Yeah.
Going into Sylvaneth turn 2, basically.
Yeah. Let's see what happens. Start of battle round 2 for Sylvaneth.
Yeah.
I'm going to take their lands as my battle tactic.
Okay.
Because there's a few options I have, but they're all a bit risky. And this unit is really nicely situated for taking their lands here without, and then potentially getting later threatening this objective.
Yep.
So that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to do any places of power. You are.
I am. I'm going to do it with my Warchanter.
Okay.
He makes it.
Hey.
I'm going to do it with his Smith boy. He makes it.
Okay.
And then I'm going to do it with him.
Okay.
Just to have unbind and all Tom spells. All right.
All right, nice.
We're good.
So 2 unbinds and +1 to chanting on the priest.
Yes, which I didn't really need to do because I don't have command points. But,
True.
you know, we like to take damage, so that's what I was aiming for. Over
Great.
to you,
Yeah, hero phase then.
Yeah.
I'm going to start by healing Alariel instead of going +1 to cast. She's a little bit too low for my liking. So 2d3 for 4, she heals, which puts her at 7 damage taken. Then I'm going to go ahead and cast some spells. I'm going to start with Alariel. She is going to cast her War Scroll spell, targeting the Warchanter, and I'm going to try and do the same thing I did last time.
Yep.
Needing a 7.
That's
5. No, that's a fail. Next up, I'm going to try and summon a Woods with Alariel.
Yep.
On a 7, goes off.
Gonna try and unbind that one.
Yes. You do.
Yeah.
And then lastly, Alariel is going to try and summon the cogs to make herself a little bit more defensive over in the corner there. On an 8.
We'll let that slide.
Okay, all right, I'll set the cogs up. Set up the cogs at the back there within 3 of Alariel. So she's going to activate that now to give wizards wholly within 12 of it -1 to be hit.
Very good.
And then my final cast is going to be with the Tree Lord because he's within 3 of the woods there, so he can cast, and he's going to try and summon a woods as well.
Yep.
On a big 12.
Can't unbind that.
All right, my woods are placed up here. It is incredibly easy to place woods now, I've realised. Previously, the spell was wholly within 18 and then outside of 3 from everything.
Yeah.
Now it's wholly within 24 and outside of 1 of everything.
Yeah.
There is no way I would have been able to set up a woods like this previously.
Massive,
so 3-piece wood over on the
Very
left-hand
big
side
change.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you have done a Mighty Destroyers.
I did a Mighty Destroyer with my Ardboyz to tag Alarielle in combat, basically to make my hero survive an extra round, hopefully.
Yeah, because otherwise she could come over the back there and charge in behind,
Exactly.
but now she's stuck in combat.
Because she lost her retreat and charge. Right?
Exactly, yeah.
That's what I did.
All right,
And
so
I don't
then...
have any command points, so that's...
No, exactly, yeah, no command point. I've got 1 left.
Yep.
So then we're into movement phase. Movement phase then, Sylvaneth. I have reshuffled the Dryads here, reformed the line
Yep.
to protect from this charging in. I have moved up the Lancers on the left-hand side. If they fail the charge here, it's not that big a deal because they are now, they can fade if you charge them with this woods here. And then because of the new 12-inch on a 3 wood thing, I've been able to teleport my Tree Lord all the way onto the left-hand side of this place of power here.
Yeah.
Or the terrain piece, sorry.
Yeah.
So he's also got a 9-inch charge into the brutes there. So it's a 9-inch on the Lancers, 9-inch on the Tree Lord.
Yep.
I've retreated my Lancers on the right-hand side because they aren't going to offer anything here in combat right now. So I'd rather pull them back so that later turns I can take the table quarters battle tactic.
Yeah.
I only have 5 units in my army.
Yeah.
So 4 of them in different quarters I need to think about.
Yeah.
So yep, Alarielle stayed in combat. She can't retreat and charge, so she may as well try and do some damage.
Yeah.
And that's about it.
Yeah.
You can't redeploy
Nope.
because there's no command points left. And I can't shoot because Alarielle doesn't have shooting combat.
There we go.
So then we're straight into charges,
Yeah,
and we'll
let's
see
do
if I can make some 9 inches.
Let's do it.
Going to start on the Lancers, and I've got a reroll for this because their riders are Ren 2
Yeah.
on the charge.
Yeah.
So I want to get them in more than I want the Tree Lord in. And I need to hold something back for the battle tactic. So 9 inches on the Lancers. 7.
Not gonna cut it.
I'm going to spend the command point.
He's doing it.
I'm doing it. It's risky, but I'm doing it. 9 inches. Oh, it's an 8.
Oh,
It's an 8. So close. So
we dodged
close.
it.
But now it means the Tree Lord can try.
Yep.
He got a 9.
Ooh.
6 and a 3.
Yeah,
So
welcome in.
yeah, he's going to go in.
Yeah.
Why not? Tree Lord's moved in, slamming straight into the brutes over there.
Smack.
Yep. Which means it's combat immediately.
Yeah.
And
Rampage, I guess.
yeah, rampage, exactly. So we'll start there. So he's going to try and give the brutes -1 to wound on a 3+.
Yeah.
He does not.
Oh,
He
he's
fails
gonna
that.
die.
He might do. He might do. And then I'm going to start combat with the Tree Lord because Alarielle's not going to kill enough of them anyway. That like all of them are going to be able to swing on her anyway.
Yeah.
Even if she kills like 5 of the Ardboyz,
Yeah.
the remainder are going to be able to attack her anyway, and they're the only ones that are in combat. So we'll kick it off with the Tree Lord.
Yeah.
5 attacks from the Tree Lord to start, hitting on 4s. 2 hits, wounding on 2s. 2 wounds, rend 1 on
Okay.
those.
Puts me on 4s. Save 1.
2 damage so far.
Okay.
Then he has his big sweeping claws.
Yeah.
1 hit,
Okay.
1 wound, rend 2 on that one.
Goes through.
And that's 3 damage. So 5 damage total from the Tree Lord.
So you kill a brute. Gonna go with the Ardboyz. 8 of them swinging
Yep.
into Alarielle. She has the -1 to hit, so it will be
Yeah,
5s and 3s.
Mm-hmm.
3s to wound. That's 4.
4 of them.
Yeah.
Rend 1.
Correct.
4 up saves. Fail 3 of them.
Okay. Okay.
6s. Fail 3 of them. So she takes 3.
All right.
Alarielle swinging back then, starting with her spear.
Yep.
3s to hit.
The Kern of the Spear.
4 1s.
1 from Yahtzee. Could have rolled another one.
3s to wound. Okay, 1 rend 2.
That means I'm a 5. It goes through.
2 damage so far then. Then you did just bracket me, so it's only 4 attacks with the antlers.
Yeah.
3 hits though.
Yeah.
2s to wound.
Yeah.
3 wounds at rend 2.
Save 1.
Okay, so that's 8. That's 10 damage total.
6 at ward. Okay.
How many?
Another Ardboyz survive.
Hey, okay, nice.
So 4 dead. Then.
4 dead. Okay.
Brutes swinging into the tree.
Yeah.
Chopping him down.
Yes.
For the fire.
Mm.
We've got 2 normal weapons, 1 boss, and a gourd chopper.
Yep.
So we'll do the normal one first.
Yes.
4s and 3s. It's only 3 of the hits.
Mm.
3 wound though.
Rend 1.
Rend 1.
4s. Failing 2 of those, so that's 4 damage.
damage.
Okay.
So the gourd chopper. Oof, all hits.
Okay.
That's cool. 3s.
2.
2. Head rend 2.
Rend 2 on those, so 5 up
Yeah.
saves. Save 1.
All right, 3 damage.
3, so it takes 7 in total on the Tree Lord, so
Yeah.
he's half health. That wraps up combat then, which takes us straight to scoring and end of turn stuff. No strike and fade because the Tree Lord's outside of Holy of 12 of that triple wood there.
Yeah.
The Lancers on the right hand side healed the wounds that they took from retreating.
Yeah.
And then it's just scoring. So I still hold this in the bottom right. And then I have these 2 objectives, and then my Tree Lord valiantly takes the objective from you.
Yeah.
Which means I score the full 10 this time.
Very nice.
Yeah, so I'm on 18 points now, I believe,
Yeah.
to your 12.
Yeah.
And then it's a priority roll.
Which puts you in a very good double.
It does. Like, I could take a double here,
Yes, for sure.
potentially. But let's roll prio and see what happens.
Well, you first have to beat
One. Okay, watch this. A 2.
You do beat it.
Okay,
So
I'll have a think.
have a think about it, yeah.
Naturally, I'm going to take the double turn.
Yep.
I'm ahead on points by 6,
Yeah.
and I can score 6 points this turn. So even if you get a 10 on yours,
You're still
we're still even then, break even. So I think it
Optimal
makes
time
sense.
to do
Yes,
it, yeah.
and I can really capitalize on a double here. And it's what I said in the, if you've seen the list review that we released,
Yeah.
this list, my list is built to take a double turn
Yeah.
when it makes sense to,
Yeah.
by always giving the opponent the first turn. So
Yeah.
that's what I'm going to do.
And I'm going to hold on and pray
yeah,
that my dice
exactly.
are good.
I don't have any start of turn stuff because I don't need to choose a battle tactic,
Yeah.
which is a nice load off my mind.
Yeah.
So what would you like to do start of turn?
I'm going to do some place of power.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it with my Warchanter for the intervene purposes. You do get that. The Smith for an unbind. Yeah. And same with this guy for an unbind. Yeah.
Great.
All right. 3 on 3 again.
All right, then we'll go into turn 3 Sylvaneth hero phase.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm going to start by healing Alariel. 2d3, no pluses to cast. Big 6.
All right.
Very nice. She's got 4 damage taken.
She was scratching for her life at one point.
For at one point, she was very, very, very close to death. Now she's
standing
pretty healthy.
tall and proud.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to go to my casting. I'm going to start with Alariel. She is going to try and summon my 3rd woods.
Very nice.
On a 7, it goes off. Would you like to unbind?
We'll try and bind that. Yep, we'll do that. Nope.
Oh, wow, I get it. Okay, great. I'll set it up. 2 more casts. Alariel's now going to cast the additional rend whilst wholly within 9 now of that tree, because it's a double. On a 6, do you want to unbind?
I'm going to try, yeah. Get an 11.
Very nice. Okay, so no additional rend then.
Nope, no more unbinds for me.
No. Well, that's nice. My Tree Lord can't cast because he's not within 3 of a Wildwood, so he's unable to cast. But Alariel has 1 more, and she's going to use her War Scroll spell.
Yep.
Targeting the Warchanter.
Yep.
On an 8. Goes off.
There you go.
So it's 2d3 damage.
Yep.
Would you look at that? 6 damage.
There it is.
There it is.
There it is, boys.
Ward save.
We need 2 ward saves.
Yeah.
He's
nice.
toast.
So
Well, that saves me command points. So.
it does save your command point. Hilariously, this is the first time I've ever killed a unit with her War Scroll spell, which now lets me cast Tree Song again.
Yeah.
But I
you
have
can't
3
put up-
woods
yeah, exactly.
already, so I can't put out any more woods. So all I can do is heal the ones I have, and they're all full health.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter. But that's nice, very nice.
Very, very nice indeed.
So that's going to be the end of my hero phase. What would you like to do?
Nothing.
Yeah.
Now.
No,
I was going to
you were going to
intervene,
do a
yeah.
magical intervention.
I was going to do a little war beat, but...
You're going to Mighty Destroyers, or?
Yeah, yeah, that's true. I could Mighty Destroyer. I'll do that with my brutes.
Yeah. I have moved successfully. The big 6-man unit, anti-infantry unit, moving up into the middle here, try and take this objective from Karl in the center. I've left the Tree Lord in combat, reason being, if I get a fight first here, those Ardboyz aren't going to be killing Alariel, so I'm not too worried about that side. So if he gets a fight first, then the Tree Lord might be able to do some damage, and then he's going to survive anyway on the swing back. Dryads are just chilling. They're doing a perfect job of holding this center objective.
Yeah, they sure are.
You don't realistically... maybe there's a counter charge here, but if Karl does a counter charge here, there's a chance that he moves off this objective, and that his whole kind of... Your whole redeploy or Mighty Destroyers and rally was to try and take this objective off me anyway. So it would only be like 3 guys swinging probably to string to this objective anyway. The 3-man Lancer unit is going to try and take out the hero over here because he hasn't warred yet.
Nope.
But he has.
Very true.
So if I can take him out, no more wars this game. That's my thinking.
True. Yeah.
Alariel will carry on the endless fight against the Ardboyz, probably for the rest of the game.
Probably, yeah.
Karl did a redeploy here, right?
Yep.
What's your thinking there?
Basically, to put myself on the objective, I mean, you do lower my control score by 3, but it's also to kind of force Tom to split the attacks a little bit.
Yep.
Because he can do a lot of damage and potentially killing enough.
Yep. And if I don't get the fight first there, it also means that there's a lot of tough decisions for me to make on where I swing first.
Yeah, correct.
All right. Alariel can't shoot.
No.
And you can't shoot. It's kind of weird not playing bows.
Yeah.
I'm so used to playing bows in Sylvaneth and having a bit of shooting. You know what? I've forgotten it all game.
Oh,
the little Tree Lord guy. He actually does have shooting combat.
All right then.
So we'll do the 3 attacks from the Tree Lord.
Shooting.
So he's going to shoot into the brutes in combat. He's got 3 shots.
Yeah.
3s to hit. 2 hits.
Okay.
2s to wound. 2 wounds. Rend 1, damage 2.
Force. All right. Damage 2.
Damage 2. Kills 1.
Kills 1 more.
Excellent. And then he has a nice little special rule, which is not going to come up at all. But if you take damage from his shooting attacks, I can roll a dice.
Okay.
All right. On a 3+, okay, you can't retreat or run with that unit until the start of my next turn.
Tough one.
Yeah.
I mean,
would you retreat with them realistically anyway?
No.
Probably not.
And probably not run with them either.
No, exactly. But they can't do it now,
All
so
right.
yeah,
No
less to
choice,
think about.
No choice.
Yeah. Cool, so that's shooting.
Yep.
So then we'll do some charges. I've only got 2 to do.
Yep.
Let's get to it. I'm going to start with the 3-man Lancer unit on the right-hand side, going into the hero. A 9, that should do it.
That's enough.
Alariel's tagging this unit in combat, so they're already -3 control score, so I don't need to worry about bringing them in. So I'm just going to pile so that I can get everyone on this objective. With the 9-inch, I can fly over there. And everyone fighting there as well.
Yep.
And then this 6-man bug unit over here are also going to charge.
Yep.
On a 4, I think it's
enough.
enough. It's enough to get in, so I'll move them in. All right, combat phase.
Yep.
Made it in with both Lancer units, and they can both fight first on a 3+, each of them.
Rock and roll.
So the 3-man, let's try that again. Nope.
No, no.
The 6-man. Yes, they are fighting first. And then my Tree Lord over there is going to try and give -1 to wound to the 3-man brute unit he's in combat with. He does. So they're -1 to wound now.
Yep.
And that's my combat abilities. So then it's you.
Shield bash into the bugs.
Yeah. 6s.
1.
1. Well, no ward. They take 1. Powered in. So the Lancers are going to go. I'm going to do 4 of them into the brute unit and 2 of them into the hero.
Yes.
Classic case of dumb attack splitting. Because I'm probably not going to kill either of them, but I'll give it a go.
But it's Ren 2 on both.
It is Ren 2 on both, with the Lances at least, not the
And that's
the
because
bugs.
the Caesar rules.
Exactly. So I'm going to all-out attack this as well. What are you thinking? Are you going to all-out defense?
Yeah, we'll do it on my boss.
On the boss? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll start on the brutes then. So this is the riders onto the brutes. It's going to be 2s to hit. 4s to wound. Oh, that looks okay. We have 5 there into the brutes. And you should roll the saves for these now, because these ones are Ren 2 before the bugs go.
5s, 1.
1. So that's 8 damage so far.
Yep.
Then we have the bugs, and this is going to be 3s and 3s. 3s to hit. Well, that was exceptionally good roll. These dice are great. Love your ogre dice.
Yeah, they are.
I mean, we saw it when you played ogres. So
Exactly.
3s to wound. And that is going to be 6 saves at Rend 1, damage 2.
Okay. 4s then. Saving 3.
Okay, so that's another 6. That's 14 damage total. So I think 1's left alive with 1 wound.
Yeah,
Almost.
almost.
Into the boss. Riders 2s to hit. 1-1. He's infantry as well, so this will be Ren 2. 4s to wound. Ooh, very nice. 4 of them at Ren 2.
All of defense, so it puts me on
4
4s. All of it.
Oh, nice.
Right.
Very nice. And then the bugs on 3s. Only 2 of them. And 3s. 2. Rend 1, damage 2.
So 3s. There we go.
Oh, he
Not a
lives.
single wound.
He lives, he lives. Okay.
That's how you do an all defense.
Yeah, exactly. That was a good save. I'll give you that. So then it's my attack again.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go with the Tree Lord.
Yeah.
5 attacks from the Tree Lord into the unit of brutes. 4s to hit with this guy. 3 of them.
Okay.
And then it's going to be 2s to wound for 3 of them as well. So 3 at Rend 1.
Saving 2.
2 damage so far.
So 1 down.
Then he has his whacking claws.
Yeah.
1 hit.
Okay.
1 wound, Rend 2.
Goes through.
3 damage.
1 more.
Okay, 1 left alive there.
Yeah.
And then it's over to your attack then.
Okay. I am gonna go with my smith.
Yep. I'm excited to see what he can do.
Nothing. He has 2 attack profiles,
Okay.
and we're starting with his tongs.
Yep.
4 to hit. Well, all hit. Except 1.
Okay.
And then 3s. 2. And no rend.
2 at no rend. 4 up saves. Fail them both.
Ooh, 1 damage each.
Okay, 2 damage taken.
And then skull crushing basha.
Well, this sounds
4s.
dangerous.
3. 3 hit. 3 hit.
Okay. There's 5 attacks from this.
Yeah.
Damn.
And then it's 2. 2
Okay.
wound. We drop 1.
Okay.
But is that rend 1?
Damage 3.
Damage 2.
Okay. Fail
Alright.
both.
We kill. We kill
So,
1.
yeah, 5 damage total, right?
Yep.
Cool. 1 dies.
Yep.
Alariel next. She is no longer bracketed, so that's nice. So we're going to do 6 attacks. Well, we'll start with her. I've been doing it with starting with her.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Yeah.
3s to... I all attacked already. 3s to hit. Everything hits.
Sure.
3s to wound.
Ooh.
2 wounds. Rend 2, damage 2.
Right. We're going to 5s. Oh,
Oh, nice.
Both of them.
But now it's the big bug.
Yep.
4s to hit.
Ain't afraid of no bug.
3.
3.
2s. 2. Ren 2.
Oh, you're dropping one as well. Okay.
Yeah. Ren 2.
Saving both.
Oh my god.
Not a single Ardboy. My Megaboss. He has a reaction when he's about to do a fight ability with himself.
Yeah.
Which means on the 3+, he then gives everything else in his combat range, while they're within the combat range, an extra attack.
Oh, nice.
So I do it now, and then I pile in with the Brute to get an extra attack.
Oh, that's nice.
But it's a 3+. Yeah.
Hey, okay. Does he get the benefit as well?
Nope.
Okay.
Brute units.
Okay.
And it's
okay.
not a Brute.
All right.
8 attacks. Hitting on 4s.
Ooh, any crits?
Nope.
That's a shame.
That's a shame. And then wounding on 2s.
Yeah.
3.
3 of them.
And run 1.
5 up saves then. Failing all.
6 damage then.
Okay, that kills a bug.
And that means he gets strength of victory, so he has an extra attack.
The 2-man now, Lancer unit, is going to attack next into the hero there.
Yep.
I'll start with the riders. They're going to be hitting you on 4 3s. 3s to hit. Oh, very nice. 1 miss.
Yep.
4s to wound though.
Yeah, that's true.
Also nice. 4 at rend 1
Putting me on 4s.
so far.
Saving.
Ooh,
Oh,
that's 6 damage. Then
have to see how much he has.
Yeah, I'll roll the bugs.
Yes,
This is going to be. He has 7.
Yep.
Perfect. He's also no, he doesn't have a ward. Your hero died, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
4s, 3s to hit with the 4s to hit. Sorry, with the bugs.
And he's alive.
He lives.
With 1 wound. All right. My Gore Chopper.
Yeah.
Into your flying things.
The last remaining.
1 extra
brute.
attack, so 4 attacks.
Yep.
4s and 3s. Hitting on 4s. Dropping 2.
Yep.
Dropping both.
Okay.
Nada.
And then it's going to be your brute.
Yep.
Against the tree lord.
He's gonna do it.
Yep.
Same profile. 4s. Oh. Hitting 2s.
Yep.
Wounding 1.
Okay.
Ran 2.
Okay. 5 up save on the tree lord. No.
He takes 3.
3.
Yep.
Okay. He's still kicking though.
Still kicking. The Ardboyz I'm gonna swing with. I'm gonna put 4 into. I've piled with them already. 4 into the bugs, and 2 into. 5 in there and 2 into Lariel.
Yep. Okay.
And I'm gonna use an all attack.
I'm actually going to throw an all-out defense on the. I should have probably have done this before, but I'm going to do it now because I would like one of those lancers to survive.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
Start into the lancers.
Yes.
Hitting on 3s. Dropping 3. Wounding on 3s. Dropping 1. 6.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Rend
2 because they charged.
Yep. Correct.
+1, so 5 up saves then.
Yep.
Oh, you'd get 1.
We get 1 more.
Very nice.
Going to Lariel.
Yep.
5 attacks with the champ.
-1 to hit.
Alright. So 2.
2.
And run 1.
Okay. It's going to be 4 ups. Save them both. End of turn abilities, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
And I have 2 that I would like to do.
Yeah.
So the first one is I'm going to get that bug out of there, that lancer.
Yep.
So because this is now a 2 trees, it's wholly within 9 that I can fade. Alariel can stay there for the rest of the game, I don't mind.
Yep.
I don't mind if she's there. So I'm just going to get this one out of there. And I'm going to put it over on this objective, just to hold up.
Yep.
At the back there for a bit. And then I'm going to power through for a command point.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to do D3 mortal wounds to the last brute there.
And he's taken 2.
He's taken 2, so it doesn't matter what I roll. It's a 1, and we get him.
He's toast.
He is toast. We'll go to scoring.
Yep.
So I have 1, 2, 3, and 4 on my objectives. I didn't have a battle tactic, so it's going to be 6 points for me on the turn. Not bad. And
Not
an
bad at
effective double as well.
Yep.
Cool. So let's go to Ironjawz turn 3 then.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Ironjawz, turn 3,
Yeah.
bottom. I'm gonna do take their lands.
Yep.
This house here
Yes.
should be easy enough. And I'm not gonna use place of power because he has 1 life left.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I was thinking I could rally, but that's in hero phase.
Yeah.
And he's unfortunately slightly outside.
Yep, and I don't have any place of power either, so hero phase.
Yeah. I'm gonna do his Smith on a 3+.
Yeah.
On the Ardboyz. He gets it.
Nice. That's crit mortals then.
Yep, crit mortals. That's it for my hero phase, because he's too far away from the brutes to give them extra attack.
Yeah, they've just mighty destroyers.
They did Mighty Destroy a 3-inch towards these bugs.
Reason is
The reason is because I want to kill them, but there is a chance he dies to Alariel's War Scroll spell.
yeah.
If he doesn't, he will auto-run to that house. If he dies, they will have to
go and take the
go and
lands.
take that lands.
Yeah. So I would benefit greatly by killing this guy now.
Yes.
Because then that big unit of brutes isn't getting into my 6-man Lancer or 5-man Lancer unit.
Very much so, yeah.
So I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
I'm going to spend my last command point on a heroic intervention. Alariel is also not going to heal. She's going to have +1 to cast instead.
Ooh.
So that negates the -1.
That's nice.
So I need a 7 on the dice.
Good luck.
Onto your hero there. It's a 4.
We're good.
Yep.
Into movement. We're back from movement, and we retreated our boys so I could rally them.
Yep.
My next turn. They also had the crit mortals till my next turn in case you want to come in and I rally on your turn. and so on.
Yes. Yep.
He's within 18 of these two for WA. He's mostly important here now because they're going to charge
Yeah, I got the +1 to
into the
charge.
bug. Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. And he survived on 1 wound, so
Yeah.
we have that WA.
Yeah, exactly.
He's staying in combat to make them stay there, basically. This guy, not really sure, but maybe he kills the tree. Who knows?
4 wounds left on the Tree Lord, so
Yeah.
it's definitely possible.
Definitely possible. And then we're going to try a charge, basically.
Yeah, go for it.
And I will WA.
Yes.
So let's see, with a +1.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes.
That's a 12, so that's a 13. Finish my charges. We will do some combat abilities or
Yeah.
rampages with the Tree Lord.
So on a 3+ -1 to wound on the brute there.
Yep.
Nope, he's good.
Ooh, okay.
And then you're going to start with
I'm going to start with the Megaboss
Yeah.
to do the reaction. He does
nice.
this, so an extra attack on the brutes, plus an extra attack from the Wa.
And that's if they're within 3 of him.
Yes,
Yeah.
in his combat
Mhm.
area. So, and he has a strength of victory, so he has 9 attacks now.
Very nice.
4s and 3s,
Mhm.
4s and 2s.
4s and 2s, yep.
Yeah, so 4s. That's 4.
Mm-hmm. Ooh.
So 2.
Only 2, okay.
Yep.
Rend 1,
Round 1.
5 ups. Save them both.
All right, here we go.
I'm going to go with the Tree Lord. Reason being, there is a chance that 1 brute kills him, and then I fail the 3+ to bring him back to life. And if that happens, Karl's going to score 10 points this turn, because he'll hold that objective in the corner and get the full hold more. And I want to stop that as best as possible. So just to make sure that Karl's only getting 8 points this turn and I'm ahead still in the game, I'm going to try and kill that brute.
Makes sense.
So it's going to be 5 attacks, the usual. Starting on 4s to hit. That's 3 of them.
Okay.
And then 2s to wound. That's also 3 of them.
That's round 1.
Rend 1 on them, yeah.
4s.
We get him. 4 damage total there.
Hit toast.
Excellent.
All right.
Very nice.
Brute swinging. 1 extra attack from the Wa. 1 extra attack from the Megaboss.
Yeah.
5 attacks each.
Yeah.
We're starting with the normal brute and the gore choppers after.
Yeah, so 7 of them.
7 of them, yeah.
Ooh, that doesn't look great.
It doesn't look great at all.
That is a big cluster of
Fails.
fails. There's a 4 there.
If only I had the dominant one.
Yeah,
You can probably...
that's true.
Maybe
exactly.
you thought I would have it, but
Yeah.
he killed my brute there with power through.
It was
and it has
almost
to be-
calculated.
Exactly, yeah. It has to be fight ability to make them dominant.
Yes.
So, alas, it's 4s.
Yeah.
And then we have 3s.
Oh, that looks good.
That's better though.
Mhm.
So we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Normal ones.
And this is at Rend 1.
Round 1, correct.
So 5 ups. Saving 4 of them. So 8 damage so far, but then it's the big weapons.
Big weapons coming hot.
Yeah.
4s. And 2. Round 2.
2 at round 2. 6 up saves. No. 3 damage each.
Yep.
So then that's 14 damage total.
Yep.
So 2 die. 1 takes 4 damage.
Yep.
Lancers everything into the Megaboss.
Yep.
So the riders hitting on 3s. 3 misses there. And then we are
Nice
wounding
hit.
on 4s.
Yeah. Okay.
3. Rend 1, damage 1.
So 4s. Save 1.
Yep, so 2 damage so far.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have the bugs on 4s to hit. Just 2.
Okay.
3s to wound. 2.
Okay. He's
2
alive.
at rend 1, damage 1.
Save 1.
Okay, so another 1 damage then.
5 taken.
Great. That's going to do it then for combat.
Yeah.
So then it's end of turn abilities.
Yeah.
So my Tree Lord Ancient now, or my regular Tree Lord, is now wholly within 12 of this woods here. He can't strike and fade because he's not in combat, but he can heal D3.
Nice.
Try again. 3. So
Sure.
he gets 3 health back. Alariel over there is wholly within 9 of that woods, so she heals 3.
She has taken 1.
Excellent. And then the Lancers in the middle here, their
Yeah.
War Scroll ability allows them to heal 3.
Flat 3.
So I get 9 health back across my army. Very nice.
All right.
So then it's going to be to scoring, I suppose.
Yeah.
So you get your battle tactic. That's locked in.
I get my battle tactic and I hold 2.
You do. You get this one, and then you have this one over here.
Yep.
This one I managed to hold with my sub-faction, effectively.
Yeah.
I have 7 on because I have a banner.
Yep.
Um,
And I have,
you have
5 models on because he lowers with 3. So I have 5
Yeah.
contesting.
exactly, because I have -3 from both units.
Not enough. A Megaboss and 9 brutes, almost fully buffed. Can't kill more than 6 bugs.
No,
It wouldn't have mattered score-wise because I wouldn't have hold more.
no, you
But
would.
I
Well,
would
you
be
would have
hap-
got 2 extra. No, it wouldn't
no
have
extra
mattered,
points,
exactly.
but I would
Yeah,
have
correct.
be happy to be gone with the
Yeah.
bugs.
So you score 8 points this turn then,
Yes,
which puts you to 20, I believe.
that's correct.
Yeah.
It takes us into a roll-off.
Yeah. Priority for turn 4. Your choice.
Yeah. I will have a think.
All right. What's it going to be?
I'm giving you the turn.
Yeah.
Basically, because mathematically I can't win if I take a double. Unless, even if I score full points in the last turn, because Tom has various battle tactics.
Yeah. I've got like 4 potential battle tactics
yeah.
for the rest of the game. So.
And I'm struggling more on that end.
Mhm.
So, pulling something out of my hat to try and deny Tom somehow.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
But that's the way to go.
Yeah.
So, heading into Sylvaneth, turn 4.
Start of turn 4 then for Sylvaneth. I'm going to take attack on 2 fronts.
Yep.
This objective is relatively free in the bottom right hand corner. Alariel's out of combat and is now free to charge. Even if Karl Mighty destroys into combat,
Yep.
I think I can still get onto the objective there
I'm too
because
far
you're
away.
too far away.
Yeah.
So even just with a pile in from me, I'll be able to get onto the objective.
Yeah.
So it's not at risk, I think.
No.
But Karl might pull something out of his hat, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Casting with Alariel then. She's not going to heal because she's only got 1 damage taken, so she's going to take the +1 to cast instead. I'm going to start with the Dwellers Below, I believe it's called, where I roll a dice for every model in your unit and do mortal wounds. So that one goes off on a 10.
Yes.
So how many models in the Ardboyz there?
We have 6.
So every 5 up is a mortal wound.
Very nice.
0.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also nice.
Then Alariel will throw her War Scroll spell on the same Ardboy unit. That's a miscast.
That's a miscast.
Taking
Big
3.
3.
And then ward saves. Second time she's miscast this game.
She takes 3.
Takes 3. Back down to 4 damage taken.
All right. It's happening.
Okay, that's going to do it for my hero phase then. Is there anything that you would like to do in the hero phase?
I'm going to spend 1 command point and rally some Ardboyz.
Okay. So 7 dice, I assume, because there's a musician in there.
That's correct. Yeah. So get 1 back.
And heal the wound.
And heal the wound. And now I'm going to Mighty Destroyer.
You're an asshole.
Okay, I rallied 1 brute back, put him incoherent, as close to Laurie as I could.
Yeah.
Made Mighty Destroyer, tied her in combat, so she can't pile into the objective.
What did I just say about you pulling something out, you know?
And then they're stringing out to make sure that you can't retreat on it because it's 3 away.
Yeah.
And you can't retreat with her, so this one's safe.
Yeah, well, it is, unless I make a 9-inch charge.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Because I can still teleport to that woods.
Very true.
And then make a 9-inch. So that's what my battle tactic is relying on at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll see if that's possible. Okay. All right. Well, then we'll go into the movement phase. Let's see what we can do. Okay, so I'm going to have to try and pull something out to get the battle tactic after Karl's little tricks. So what I have done is I've teleported my Tree Lord Ancient now, my Tree Lord, sorry, over from this objective, because he was wholly within 12 of this at the start of the movement phase, over to this flank to try and make a 10-inch charge, because he's going to have to wiggle slightly to the right there before going in to these Ardboyz. And then that should secure the battle tactic. Otherwise, I'm going to be scoring 6 points this turn by holding more. I have done a little daisy chain with these dryads for 2 reasons. The first reason is I needed to get 3 models on this objective, just in case Karl redeployed onto it.
Yeah, with a 6, which I did
With a 6, which you did end up rolling for the redeploy, so it's a good job I did it. So 3 models on this objective, so they're not contesting this right now, they're contesting this objective. And I've strung them in a way that you absolutely should not normally string units.
Not a good idea.
No, because now if 1 model dies from this unit, I lose effectively the whole unit.
Yeah.
However, that is also what I want to happen.
Yeah.
To some extent.
Yeah.
Because if Karl goes into this unit and kills 1 model, I can potentially pull out of combat so that he can't pile through onto this objective.
Or do the power through.
Or power through, that's what I meant, sorry, yeah. So it means that if the brutes come in here and kill 1 model, I can pick this one and then all of these die, and then they can't power through. But this little man here is such a pain.
Yeah.
Him living has been, I mean, he got you 4 points last turn.
Yeah.
And now he's potentially going to shut down all of my plans.
Yeah.
Stop the teleport there. It meant I had to put 3 on this. It's just, he is really very frustrating.
That's why he's my general.
Exactly. I have retreated the Lancers at the back there. They take 1 mortal wound from doing so. They've gone over to that side because if I put them on this objective, then Karl's incentivized to go there with a charge, whereas now they're out of the way, so going after the kill there puts him nowhere relevant for scoring. Yeah. So I just want to hold on to the objectives that are mine for as long as I can, basically. So that's where we're at. There is a chance I score 10 points if I make a 10-inch charge, is the TLDR.
Yep.
I'm not going to shoot.
No.
Because you redeployed out of range from my Tree Lord with this guy, and I don't want to make the charge longer there.
Makes sense.
So what I'm going to do is just go straight to charges.
Yep.
And I'm going to try and get a charge in with the Tree Lord.
Yep.
So I need a 10.
Yeah, here we go. There it is. All right.
Sometimes lucky.
Okay.
So he's just going to weave his way through there.
You channeled my inner charges.
I did. That was a Karl, a Karl charge,
That's a Karl charge.
But he's going to take some mortal wounds Because that's the only charge I'm going to do, and I'm assuming not going to do any counter charging.
No counter charging, no.
So, yeah, some mortal wounds then. Oh, are you checking? It's a 9-inch.
9 or 10?
Oh, 10.
It's a 10.
10-inch.
I mean, you just did a 10. And it's actually pretty good if I do make that 10.
It's not bad. It means you'll take this objective next turn quite comfortably.
Yeah. Which gives me a battle tactic. Because I don't need them for anything else.
No.
Because you just need to kill one to hold that.
Yes.
So we're gonna try it.
Yeah?
We're trying it live.
All
Here
right.
we go. Here's 10.
Yep. All right. Let's move in. Well, that just happened.
Yeah.
Mortal wounds then on the Tree Lord.
Mortal wounds on the Tree Lords. Take one.
Okay. Take one. 8 taken then.
2 10-inch charges. This has spiced up the game.
Yeah, a little bit.
Heading into combat.
Annoyingly, I think I probably need to start with the Dryads, but I'll have a quick think.
Yeah.
Okay, I've given it some thought, and I think the best place to start is to try and make sure that I, at the very least, secure hold more. And the best way to do that is to do as much damage into this Ardboy unit as possible. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with Alariel and just try and wipe out that Ardboy unit so that they can't put damage onto the Tree Lord, and then I don't get that objective. And I'm going to all-out attack with her as well.
Yeah.
Because let's try and get as much damage done as possible. You only have 1 command point. Can you afford to all-out defense here?
Nope. I'm going to keep
you need to do the Dryads.
I need to make sure those Dryad die.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So let's go for it. Starting with Alariel herself then. Hitting on 2s now into the Ardboyz. 4.
Okay.
And then wounding on 3s.
Right.
4.
Okay.
Ren 2.
Good start.
Yeah.
So 5s. 3 go through.
Okay, so that's 6 damage so far.
Okay.
Then the bug. 3s. Everything hits.
Okay.
2s. 4 wound. Rend 2.
5s again. Oh, 3 go through.
That's another 12 damage then.
That's the units.
All right. Good. Good. So that secures the hold more.
Yep.
This turn.
Yep. Okay.
Brutes.
Brutes. We're doing an all-out attack.
Yep.
To make sure that they're dead. And we're starting with the normal weapons.
No minus to hit or wound.
Yeah. So 3s.
We might finally see what brutes do.
3s and 3s.
Yeah.
And run 2 because infantry.
Right. 3s.
And 3s, yeah.
Oh, and I'm of course taking an all-out defense here
Yeah.
because I want these Dryads to live.
So that's 6 and run 2.
Okay. So I have 6 up saves against that with the all-out defense.
Yeah.
6s.
Yeah.
I save 1.
So that's 8 damage then. No,
10 damage. So that's going to do
enough,
it. So
yeah.
the way that this works now is I take away this model here, and then I have to, that's 1 damage applied, then I have to regain coherency. So I have to remove all of these until I am coherent, which is effectively when I have 6 models left in the unit at this point. Like so. And then I still have 9 damage to assign to the unit, which will then wipe out the rest of them here. And then fail my battle tactic. The 10-inch charges this turn. Very interesting.
Very interesting indeed.
Potentially game winning for you, even.
Yeah.
We'll see though.
We'll see.
Yeah. So that will conclude my turn. I have hold more.
Yes.
Because I have 4 objectives right now.
Yes.
At the end of the turn, Alariel and the Tree Lord will both heal.
Yep.
So the Tree Lord will gain 3 back.
Okay.
Alariel will gain 3 back. And then those bugs over there will gain 3 back.
She's back to 1 then.
Yes.
And they are full.
Yep. Excellent. Yeah, that's going to be it then for my turn.
Very nice.
over to your turn 4, I suppose.
We're back. I had a little bit of a think.
Yeah.
And I could potentially do take on 2 fronts. It relies on me getting a 5+ run, because I don't have any command points, to actually secure it.
Yeah.
That felt very risky. So I'm
Or a 6-up run over there
Or a
if you
6-up
Mighty
run.
Destroyers. So
Yeah.
it's pretty low odds.
Yeah, relied very much on a high run roll.
Yeah.
So my battle tactic is going to be Slay the Entourage instead, and gonna basically Mighty Destroyer into that one.
Yeah,
And
so I
then
can't redeploy.
Exactly, and then we measure that all brutes can hit, so hopefully 9 brutes can kill 1 bug,
Yeah.
basically.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna get hold more, I don't think at least, and but at least get a battle tactic.
Yes, exactly. Sounds doable.
Yes. Do you have any start off? I don't have anything else.
No, I don't. No. So
I'm
it's
not
hero
gonna,
phase.
I'm not gonna
then.
risk a place of
No,
power,
you
so-
don't fancy it?
No.
Okay.
Even though it's a bit of a play to kill my own hero.
I mean, if you
to-
kill him,
to
I
be
can't do
honest.
Slay the Entourage.
I'm gonna do a place of power. I actually think it's a good idea. Here's a 1. Ah, it's a 5.
Okay.
All right.
So you can
that was
unbind. You can
Okay.
unbind. Yeah.
Okay. Heading into hero phase then.
Yeah.
Okay, I did the Smith guys 3+.
Yeah.
Managed to get it on the brutes.
Crit mortals.
And crit mortals. And then I have Might to destroy them into the bug.
Yes.
And
Frustrating, because now I can't rally or redeploy.
exactly.
Yeah.
And that's it for my hero phase. So it's intervention if you want to do that.
Not going to magically intervene, because I think a command point is best spent for a redeploy or an all-out defense to shut down the battle tactic. There isn't really a spell that benefits me here. If you see something that I don't know,
Please
tell us,
Yeah.
because I've been thinking about this for a minute or two, but I don't think there's anything of value that I can cast except for killing a couple of brutes, at which point an all-out defense is as a good, basically.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm just going to skip on that. So it's going to be movement phase, I suppose.
Back from movement. Ran basically away from everything. He ran up that way.
Yeah.
The Smith. They are in combat.
Yeah.
Tom did a redeploy here.
Yes.
Up a bit.
Yeah. Options to get to this guy, get to this guy,
Yeah.
or go into that table quarter for the battle tactic later
Yeah.
as well.
Exactly. And then we're going to go into combat.
Yeah.
Pile with the brutes. Time to swing.
Yeah. Crit mortals. Let's see if the 6s do it on their own.
Crit mortals.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have 5 guys. That's 6 mortal wounds.
Yeah. That's it then.
Yep.
He's dead.
Okay.
Battle-
They can do damage with a
Yeah.
with a buff.
Battle tactic achieved.
Yes.
Cool. That's going to do it then for the turn, I think, even.
Basically, yeah. I get 8 points then, right?
Yeah, exactly. So you hold this objective still, and
Yeah.
you hold this one, and you hold this one.
Yep.
So you get 3 objectives, but not more.
Nope, not more.
So 8 points.
Yep.
So I'm 2 points in the lead right now, going into Prio.
A 4.
A 2.
Yeah. Okay.
Interesting.
Yep.
Have a think then.
I will. Final turn.
Yeah.
I have chosen to take the turn.
Yes.
Take my double, basically because we talked about it. I can get 6 points, and I'm just gonna run with my
With everything.
With everything, my
Yeah.
heroes are gonna get out of there as long as they can from Tom's battle tactic, and then my brutes somewhere over here to try and give the threat of counter charges of the quarter battle tactic,
Yeah.
and then just hope that it works out.
Yeah. You can get 6, and in your last turn, if you were to give me turn, you would struggle potentially for a battle tactic even as well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, exactly.
then it's maximum 6 anyway.
Exactly. Yeah. So if I give Tom the turn, I'm losing my battle tactic because he can easily deny it. So I think it's better for me to try and deny Tom.
Yes.
That's what we're gonna do. I don't
Okay.
have anything in the start off.
No battle tactic or anything.
No.
I don't either, so let's go to your hero phase.
Let's do it. Gonna rally
Yep.
my guy. Gets 3.
Okay, very nice. A bit harder to kill for my battle tactics.
Yes.
And then Mighty Destroyers.
And then I'm going to Mighty Destroy him 3 inches. Just away from stuff.
Yeah.
And then do you want to do an intervention?
I'm going to try and cast a Swords. I'm going to go down to 3 command points. Alariel is going to give herself +1 to cast, and then she's going to try and summon these swords.
Yep.
Yeah, on a 9.
Very nice.
So that goes off. I'll set that up. And then also, I'm going to spend 1 command point, and I'm going to rally the Lancers. This is maybe very silly, because I need 5 4+s on 7 dice.
Yeah.
But
possible.
It's possible, and getting 1 back just gives me extra movement, because they've got 2-inch coherency, so I can really get a lot of extra movement there. Oh, I actually get it.
You get 5.
I get 5.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll set up the swords and put the Lancer back. All right, Lancer's been set up on this objective now, which is great, because it means that I don't necessarily need to redeploy onto this objective, and it's given me some extra movement for next turn. I've set up the swords over here. It's about 10 inches away from this guy right now. But yeah, potential charge with it next turn.
Yeah.
Either way, that's the hero phase. So then we're going to go to your movement.
Yep. Back in the movement. Auto-ran with the Megaboss.
Yep.
As far away as possible. This guy here is a little bit... Tom needs to auto-run to hold more and he wins the game, so I have to like try and stay there to block Alariel, and my highest chance of winning is him surviving to the swords.
Yeah, because Alariel right now can go 20 inches onto this objective.
Exactly.
So if Karl leaves it undefended, I will hold more.
Yeah, and win the game.
And win the game.
So I'm going to try that. I'm going to rally him in my turn, in Tom's turn, and hopefully he survives to the swords. If he does, great.
Yep.
And they just walked up, and they're going to charge in the trees onto that
onto this objective. Yep. Great.
I'm going to charge with the brutes. 5.
Okay. Yeah.
Combat. I guess you can do a 4+ first with the
there's
tree.
a couple of things. First of all, I redeployed these 6 inches, got the big 6 to be able to go over here for a potential battle tactic next turn.
Yes.
You've charged into these trees here, and they are going to, on a 4+, do D3 mortals to you. Nope. All good.
And then we're going to swing with all those brutes into that tree.
Yeah.
I can't afford an all attack because I do need a redeploy, rally, and all defense.
And the reason why you're doing that is because right now I could teleport there.
Yes.
Through this woods.
Yes.
So this needs to die.
It needs to die.
To be able to stop that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll see what they can do. They're quite tanky now.
Yeah.
Forced hit. And then 3 to wounds.
So 6 at Rem 1, 5 up saves. Saving 2 of those, so that's 8 damage so far.
My choppas, also 4. Just 2. So 2 more, Ren 2.
6s. No.
So 6 more damage then.
So that's 14 damage total then. This is going to be 5 up wards then, thanks to the new update.
Yeah.
And I have made 5 of them.
So 9 damage.
So 9 damage. So it's, the tree is alive.
Okay.
I think that's quite relevant, but we will see come my turn.
Yep.
We're over to scoring.
Yeah. 6 points.
6 points. You hold this objective, this objective, this objective, and that objective for the 4.
Yeah.
6 point turn. Okay. 4 points ahead right now.
Yeah.
Let's see what I can do in the last turn of the game.
Yeah. Sylvaneth, last turn.
Yeah. All right, Sylvaneth turn 5. Start of turn, I need to choose a battle tactic, and I think the best option I have, well, it's multiple options really, is Slay the Tyrants, the order battle tactic. I could do the table quarters one, in theory, but it would require me to summon a unit with a 4+ from Alariel, and that's a bit too risky for my liking. So instead, I'm going to try and kill one of these two heroes with a combat attack.
Okay, back from the movement.
Yeah.
I did a little bit of my hero stuff that we forgot off camera. I did a Mighty Destroyer here because I didn't mess up my charge to stop from teleporting to this objective. So Mighty Destroyer a little bit here. I rallied my Megaboss on full health.
Yeah.
And then after the movement I did a redeploy over there. So he's
Big six.
Big six.
Yeah.
He's safe. So it's all about...
It's whether or not the Megaboss can survive.
Yeah.
So just to try and give me as much options as possible, I'm going to try and bring back 3 bugs with Alariel, I suppose.
Yep.
On a 4+.
Yep.
I do. Okay, bugs have come in at the back here, so it's straight to the shooting phase. The only shooting I'm going to do is the Tree Lord into this guy, and pray that I can chip some wounds off. So I need my command points, so I can't all-out attack this.
Yeah, I need my all-out defense
exactly.
against the bugs. So
yeah, it's going to be 3 attacks then on 3s to hit. 2 hits, 2s to wound, 2 wounds at rend 1 on him.
Force, say both.
Very nice, good start. So that's shooting, and then we'll do some charges.
Yeah.
The one that matters most is the Lancers. It's only a 3-inch, but if they fail it, I need to re-roll it. So let's see what they get.
I saw
4.
1. Okay.
Next up, I'm going to try these 3 Lancers that I resummoned with Alariel. They need a bit more than a 9, because they're going to have to go over this terrain feature. We'll see what they get. It's a 4.
Not enough.
It is not enough. So the question is, I think it's probably best to re-roll here.
Yep.
Because the Tree Lord can potentially go here if they make it in. If I roll a 9 now, though, I'm going to be very sad because it could have been the Tree Lord's roll. So I'm going to go for a re-roll charge on the Lancers.
Yeah.
It's a 7.
Okay.
They don't make it in. Then I'm going to go with the Tree Lord, see what he can get. Needs a 9.
A 6.
He's not in either.
Okay.
Oh, this isn't good. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's on the Lancers, effectively. Alariel can't make it. You don't countercharge. So this is the play of the game, effectively.
Yeah. It's all boiled down to this.
Yeah, let's see what happens. Okay, final attacks of the game, and it's to decide whether or not I win or we tie.
Yep.
So if these Lancers can kill your boss here, I get my battle tactic and I'll win by 4 points.
Yes.
If I don't kill him, we'll get a flat tie.
Yep.
So let's see what happens.
That's it.
I'm going to all-out attack.
All-out defense.
Yep. We've saved our command points exactly for this.
Yeah, here we
So
go.
starting with the Riders, they're Ren 2 because he's infantry, so that's nice.
Yep.
Hitting you on 2s then.
Very nice.
2 1s.
Okay.
Wounding on 4s.
Yep.
Oh wow.
What's that? 3?
Only 3.
Okay.
So that's 3 at Ren 2.
3 around 2, that's 4. Force, save 2.
2 damage then.
2 damage.
He's gonna live. It's gonna live.
So he has 6 life left.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now for the bugs. 3 plus to hit. 3s to wound. 4. 4 at rend 1.
So 3s. 2 go through. So he's alive on 2 wounds. That is crazy.
Yep.
Yeah, we don't have to do that combat.
No, we don't. No, we don't. It doesn't matter.
No.
There's no strike and fade that I can do that's going to be able to get me on a point because of this shutting down. I mean, they would kill this now anyway. So scoring would be I hold 1, I hold 2, I don't hold more, and I get my battle tactic. I don't get my battle tactic, so I get 4 points, which puts the final score at...
What is it, Alfred?
34-34.
34-34.
What a game. We'll be
dear.
back for the wrap-up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's it. Another battle report done.
The sweaty one.
The sweaty one, absolutely.
I can't believe it.
I can't believe it ended in a tie. I mean, the game, I feel like I was robbed a little bit. I felt like it was my game there after the turn where the big pig died.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just, I mean, it was crazy dice rolls after crazy dice rolls all the way through. So that's kind of what determined this game almost.
Yeah, for sure.
So as per usual, we like to just go over kind of plays of the game, I suppose, big moments that happened, things that we could have done maybe differently, just to kind of summarize any choices that we made that were maybe wrong in hindsight or didn't go in our favor, I suppose.
Yeah.
So do you want to start? Like, what's the kind of pivotal moments in the game for you?
Yeah, I can start for sure. I think that the most pivotal was when my pig died.
Yeah.
Like, that was a struggle. I was like, I'm not doing it. But then afterthought, it's like, if the pig would have killed Alariel, you would have a few turns to possibly bring her back.
Yes.
And it wouldn't really have changed that much, potentially.
No. I mean, Alariel sort of sat there for the whole game in that corner anyway.
So I'm not sure how much it would have mattered, but I'm disappointed with it for not killing her.
Yeah.
I would have liked that.
Yes.
So, I mean, it's good, there's a lot of potential, and it's a good threat on the table, for sure. It's just, he rolled terribly. And I think one thing that I would like to do different is probably I would have had my Ardboyz in the middle objective instead of over here. And then potentially had my 10-man brute over there with a couple of hero supports against, because you put your strong stuff over there. Yeah, so I wanted my brutes with my crit mortals and stuff over there. So I put real threat. My Ardboyz just in middle. And then, still not sure about the 2 5-man brute units. I could, in this scenario, I would have rather them be 1 unit.
Yeah, because they pretty much stayed together anyway.
Exactly. Yeah. So not sure about splitting them up. They just stood there, and I think they would have stayed there no matter what.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the Smith guy. He's especially now 30 points down. Like if he gets the crit mortals through, it's crazy.
Terrifying.
It's crazy.
I mean, that's where a lot of the damage comes from. Yeah. Is that.
For sure. And he gave me the battle tactic, he gave me hold more, he just somehow survived and basically held me in the game alone. So he did
and I
everything.
Didn't want
my general.
To kill him.
Yeah, because
I wanted the General's Regiment battle tactic potentially later.
Exactly.
But then in the end he ended up doing a lot. Yeah. I mean, I would have ideally have just killed him the turn that I went into him, but he went down to 1 health. So.
Yeah, exactly. That was that was it. It was sweaty, and then for sure, like, dice is part of my army. Or this game, at least, is definitely that 10-inch
charge in the middle.
That's what made me have any kind of game.
Yeah.
If I didn't make that, no way I win.
No, I would have won if you hadn't made that, because I would have got my battle tactic.
Exactly.
And then you wouldn't have held more the turn after either, I think. So
then you would have been 6 points up.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that was a huge roll.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. What about you? What do you think?
So I think my favourite unit, or the unit that did the most for me in this game, was probably the Dryads, honestly. Yeah. Like, they just stood there in the middle of the table, they took on 10 brutes casually, and just really screened that objective out. And that objective, because of the way you deployed, was quite important one, because it was the one that was most likely going to get to by the 10 brute unit.
Yeah, exactly.
So they did what they needed to do there. I think the list overall functioned as I wanted it to. Like, it, giving away first, taking the flanks, using the movement of everything. Yeah. I think it went quite well. Yeah. Alariel took a little bit too long to kill the Ardboyz. Yeah. That turn where she actually picked them up, she overkilled them massively. Yeah. If she had just done that a little bit earlier, and then freed up that objective, it would have been huge. But the damage just wasn't going through until that last moment. But she did fine. I mean, Alariel did fine in this game.
It was just a threat that you have to deal with.
I would rather that she had done everything that she did do whilst on the objective.
Yeah.
That was the biggest problem. Like, I really, after that power through, ideally I should have just stayed on that objective somehow. It wasn't really possible. But.
No.
The Lancers did Lancer things. I mean, they killed stuff when they needed to, except in the last finale moment.
Except my Megaboss.
That Megaboss had no right to live.
No,
with the amount of Ren 2 attacks.
No way.
And the shooting from the Tree Lord and...
No.
Yeah.
Should not have lived.
No, I was feeling like the game was mine until I saw your saves against the shooting and then my fail wound roll on the Lancer attacks.
Yeah.
But either way, a fun game.
Very fun game.
A shame, honestly, that it ends in a draw, I think.
Yeah.
I feel like one of us should have won that.
Yeah.
But it is
you
fun.
should have won that, I
It
think.
is fun to end in a draw as well.
It is nice when it, comes down to the real last minutes.
Exactly.
And that's why we always say, like, in our tournaments in Sweden, like, play your games, play your 5 rounds, because you never know.
Yeah, definitely.
It is a dice game.
I think probably a more new player to the game, after the turn where your big pig died, and then I won prio, and then had a double turn, they probably would have just packed up and gone home.
Yeah, exactly.
But always play your games to the final, the bitter end, because
to the bitter end.
You never know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for joining us for another battle report. If you'd like to support us, then please make sure to subscribe.
Yes.
That's kind of what we're aiming for right now. That first 500 subscriber milestone is what we'd like to reach.
Yep.
And if you have any feedback for us, please just drop it in the comments so that we can get better and provide better battle reports.
Definitely.
So until next time then, thank you for watching.
Thank you for tuning in.
And we'll see you there at the next one.
Take care.